My college friend A liked vintage clothes. I am the type of person who does not like to wear things that I do not even know who wore them, so we did not agree on that point. I had accompanied him to second-hand clothing stores several times, and each time he spoke enthusiastically about the merits of second-hand clothing. But I could never quite grasp the texture, the degree of fading, etc. One day, A showed me some new clothes he had bought. One day, A showed me a piece of second-hand clothing that he had newly purchased. It was a bra coat. If she hadn't said it was second-hand clothing, it might have looked like a luxury brand item. I was pleased that he had found a wonderful item. Moreover, he said, it was quite inexpensive. It was the first time I had ever thought that there were good quality second-hand clothes. 2 weeks later I met her in class for the first time in a while. She was wearing a bra coat that day, as if she liked it very much. It's been a while, hasn't it? If you skip class too much, you'll fail the credit. Saying this, I sat down next to him. At that moment, an unpleasant smell like rotten eggs hit my nose. The smell seemed to be wafting from his coat. I looked around and saw that the seats around were empty, perhaps out of respect for the smell.
I've been feeling a little under the weather.
A's face was pale, to the point of morbidity. His cheeks were hollow, and the area under his eyes was dark. Is there something seriously wrong with you?
It's nothing.
The conversation stopped after that. I was so focused on A that I couldn't get any of the content of the class out of my head. After that, I stopped showing up at the university. I sent her several emails, but received no replies. I was curious, so I decided to visit the apartment where I lived alone. When I pressed the intercom, I felt someone moving inside. I was relieved to see that no one seemed to have collapsed, but when the door opened slightly, I involuntarily held my nose. A strong smell of rotten eggs leaked out from his room. A's face appeared through the crack in the door, even more gaunt than when I had last seen him, his bones sticking out like a mummy's.
What's the matter with you?
A's voice came from his mouth in a relieving tone that could not be imagined from his appearance. Are you all right? Did you go to the hospital? I had no idea what kind of illness he was suffering from, but I was certain that something unusual was happening to him.
There is nothing wrong with you.
I laughed.
You're crazy to think I'd go to the hospital when you suddenly came to see me.
You're the one who's crazy, A. Then I noticed that I was still wearing his bra coat. A, you've been wearing that coat this whole time, haven't you?
Yeah, this guy is the best. I never want to take it off again.
I looked at the coat with loving eyes. Thinking back, it was after I bought the bra coat that I became crazy. I realized that the bra coat must be the culprit. A, take off that coat.
Why?
I said, exasperated. Just take it off. When I tried to force him to take it off, he shoved my hand away and backed away, baring his teeth menacingly. He looked like a wild animal.
If you touch this coat, I'll kill you.
I was shocked by the words that escaped from his mouth. I was no longer A. I had no choice but to run away from his apartment. A few days later, A committed suicide by throwing himself from a nearby building. According to eyewitnesses, I was wearing a bra coat. Some said he went to the roof of the building as if he was being pulled by something. However, for some reason, the bra coat was not found in the deceased's belongings. The bra coat may still be waiting for a buyer at the thrift store somewhere.